I'm definitely an engineer, and no doubt about that. I like doing big things.
Whenever Dan Mote does big things, he seems to affect the little things in lots of people's lives. If you've ever ridden a cable car, skied down a mountain, saved files to a hard drive, or cut wood in the garage, then you've probably directly benefited from the work of this sailboat captain, mountaineer, former president of the University of Maryland, and world-renowned solutions expert, responsible for diverse feats of engineering that have prevented injuries and saved lives around the globe. Raised in San Francisco as one of three brothers, Mote had an unusual knack for seeing outside-of-the-box solutions early on.
We didn't have many toys, but we had a friend, Sidney Yakowitz was his name, and Sidney had no siblings, but he had lots of toys. He really had great toys, as a matter of fact.
For the future solutions expert, the answer was simple. Mote didn't have any toys, but he had an extra brother. He drew up a contract with terms agreeable to all parties. And in came Sidney's toys in exchange for the youngest Mote child. Suffice it to say, his parents voided the paperwork.
All your great achievements, actually in life in general, require risk.
Oddly enough, if a common thread exists in Mote's work, it's mitigating risk altogether. And it's a thread that carries around the world. This story begins at Berkeley in the late 1960s when Mote, a professor of mechanical engineering, gets a visit from a student.
He said, "I want you to be a mentor for me on a snow skiing project." I said, "No, you're not supposed to work on things that are fun."
Eventually, Mote relented, and it couldn't have been at a better time. Around 1968, 7 of every 1,000 skiers were suffering life-altering injuries every day. Motivated by the problem, Mote set out to become an expert in the physics and biomechanics of skiing. His breakthrough solution was to redesign ski bindings that easily broke away from the boot. His invention became the new industry standard and would help cut worldwide ski injury by more than 30%.
Another of Mote's greatest achievements occurred years earlier when he was still a graduate student at Berkeley and helped shape much of his career. In 1960, the owner of a local lumber processing plant asked Mote how he could cut back on wasted wood.
One way to do this is to use thinner saw blades.
Makes sense, right? With a thinner saw blade, less wood becomes sawdust. But the problem was, thin blades tend to heat up and warp, sacrificing both safety and accuracy.
Mote launched a methodical study into the stability of spinning discs, discovering new ways to make them both ultra-thin and stable. Not only did this reduce waste in the local lumber mill, Mote would later expand on these ideas to revolutionize the entire timber industry in Scandinavia, where trees are scarce. His saw blade designs became so efficient, safe, and accurate, they'd be adopted worldwide. Mote would ride his expertise with spinning discs into the transportation industry, redesigning pulley systems for cable cars, making them less likely to snare or eject the cable line, preventing accidents and saving lives.
And you can even find his fingerprints on mechanical hard drives, which store information on spinning discs. Because of Mote's research, they could be made thinner and less power hungry.
His feats of engineering have made Mote a globally recognized powerhouse in the world of engineering. But in the end, his greatest achievement may just be his role in shaping solutions experts of the future. As the president of the National Academy of Engineering, Mote helped usher in perhaps the biggest philosophical change to the way universities teach engineering around the world.
When I was a student, we went to engineering schools that only taught us in 2 words, only taught creation solutions. We didn't have planetary vision.
Mote helped put out the call for an international committee to redefine what engineering is.
And they came up with the reality that engineering can be described in 4 words, only 4 words. Creation, solutions, people, society. The more it helps people in society, the more exciting it is. Engineering gives you this opportunity all the time. All the time.